Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WrestleMania press conference. Tonight is the final event before WrestleMania, and I want to start out with a huge announcement. I have a championship right in front of me, but you all don't know what it represents, so I introduce you to the Fantasy Wrestling Women's Championship. And I know that the best way to crown a champion is to see how bad everyone wants this. So this is an open invitation to any of the women in the back to prove yourself. I will now be accepting questions for myself to answer. Oh, this is a bad time, isn't it? Not at all. I believe people have more questions for you than they do me. Sounds great. Let's get the show on the road. Yes, Cody. You just barely fell short in the Royal Rumble after going the distance with AJ. How did you feel then, and how do you feel now? You know, in the moment, I was stunned and very upset. But I gave it my all. And while it still annoys me, I lost, and it happens. See, Cody, that is why you're my favorite. So charismatic, yet so humble. Just absolute perfection. It's good to see you too, Mr. Wrestling. See, I've been searching far and wide for a worthy challenger, and after the Royal Rumble, it was clear to me that that was you. I'm honored, but I really don't think you understand what you're getting into. See, Cody, that is the problem with Johnny. He doesn't understand that his actions have consequences, like someone's best friend seeking revenge. Wow, what a surprise. Really like stacking the odds against me, Hunter. Johnny, it was not my choice for any of this to happen. Is it really WrestleMania season without the leader of the C Nation? Well, I thought so. But guess not. Is that everyone? Because it doesn't matter how many of you there are. I've been champion since Double or Nothing, and none of you can take this. You took my best friend and an absolute legend out. And for that, I will personally take your most prized possession. I am back to show that no one here can do it better than John Cena. You and me have had a pretty similar few months, Johnny. Both of us beat CM Punk, but I put the nail in his coffin. And I will do the exact same thing to your title reign at WrestleMania. Good luck to you all, because none of you can beat me for this at WrestleMania. Now it is time for the meeting many have been waiting for. So now I pass your attention to a man I know very well, Bryan Danielson. It's a pleasure to be here, honestly, but it's time for business, so work your magic, Hunter, and bring your bestie out here. Oh, okay, so now this is about him. Oh, no, of course not. So why'd you do it? Why'd you eliminate me from the Royal Rumble, Sean? Oh, Danielson, so precious. Why, Michaels? Why did you want to win the Rumble? Well, I can answer that because I didn't want to win. I went in with the intention of making sure you didn't win. I am your teacher, and I wanted to test you with adversity, and your reactions have been very bitch-like. Me. You pulled me up just to kick me down to test me? I am sick of you constantly giving me false hope. So what is the stipulation at WrestleMania, Sean? Brian, you've proven to be a good student of mine, even great, very impressive. But I am doubtful in your spirit. So at WrestleMania, I'm going to test that when we go head to head in an I Quit match. You have known me longer than anyone in this business. You will realize the mistake you made when I dragged my mentor into deep water and get him to say the words, I quit. It is now time for a match that has been building for quite a while. So please welcome the man who won the World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble, Malachi Black. Hunter, I hate to interrupt you, but I am just so ready. So ready to what? So ready to fucking what? Hunter, we're gonna make this easy. Security is not gonna stop me, because trust me, I want this man to make it to Levi's Stadium. Look at me. I took you out because I do what I want, when I want, with no repercussions. Because do you really think Hunter's gonna stop me? Wherever I go, money just follows because everyone pays to see Brock Lesnar. Just like everyone is gonna see me stuff you into a body bag. Any last words? Boo. Jonathan Moxley. You really intrigued me because I just wanted more after our encounter at the Royal Rumble. I know you don't take defeat very well, so that's why I want you to taste it again. You really think what happened to Roman Reigns was a fluke? I completely shut down the head of this company without breaking a sweat. And you really think you could beat a lion in his own den? I know that I can beat you, but I want to send a message to everyone. How does a steel cage sound? Sounds weak. If there's going to be a cage involved, it's going to be the fight pit. You're on. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the final meeting between the Phenomenal One and the Cleaner before Fantasy Wrestling WrestleMania. So, without further ado, please welcome the Universal Champion, Kenny Omega. Man, Hunter, isn't it just so crazy that I was in the same position at last year's WrestleMania press conference? I do agree, it is pretty impressive on your part. But let's not waste any more time. Please welcome the winner of the 2023 Royal Rumble, AJ Styles. I'm really glad I could get you both here before this huge match. So I want to start this by having some people in attendance ask you 2 questions. Yes, my question is for AJ. I don't really understand why you decided to challenge Omega. Can you elaborate on that decision a little bit more? I do believe I already talked about this, but I challenged the man sitting over there because he's the best here, and I came back to prove myself regardless of our friendship status. Yes, go ahead. My question is for Kenny. What in your mind separates your WrestleMania main event last year to this year? I've honestly been thinking about that, and obviously my relationship to Styles is much better than mine to Adam. I do also believe that AJ is better than Cole. And another thing that really separates last year to this year is how I'm feeling about my opponent. I do understand the caliber that AJ is at, but I will only do what's necessary to beat him. Kenny, Styles, the floor is yours. Man, Kenneth, it really seems that you weren't too worried about leaving WrestleMania as champion. Now, why is that? Styles, I don't ever recall saying that I wasn't worried about leaving Mania as champion, because I do understand the reason that you are called the Phenomenal One. But what you don't understand about WrestleMania is that this place needs me as a champion. You want to talk about desire? I was unable to compete for 567 days. And while you were at home being unable to compete, I was here becoming the face of this entire company. I know you, AJ, and I know that you didn't come back because of fear that you would fall short to Kenny Omega, and you will taste defeat to the god of professional wrestling at WrestleMania. It amuses me that you think so highly of yourself just because you are the longest reigning champion of the last 481 days, and honestly, you deserve it. But everyone around here just kisses ass. Well, I kick ass. And trust me, I know I have a lot to prove, but at WrestleMania, all the questions will be answered when I leave with your Universal Championship. And that is phenomenal. AJ, this is coming from the person that brought you back into fantasy wrestling. Even if and only if you do beat me and take this championship. As your friend, I need you to know that you will never replace Kenny Omega.